Welcome, Cancer. Happy New Year. It's the 3rd of January. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. I wanted to talk about resolutions, probably because it's the new year. But just to say that in your case, it's going to cut both ways. You see, you have a large cluster of planets in your marital or very, very powerful relationship sector, the 7th sector of your horoscope. Not only that, Pluto, the very transformative planet, and the new moon taking place there just a couple of days ago indicate that relationships, if resolutions are what we're talking about, are going to be the key factor, the edifice of what you're going to do this year. And I say it cuts both ways because it can be a matter of either resolving to stay in the relationship you're in or resolving to get out of the relationship you're in. I guess there's a third option there for those of you that aren't in any relationship at all, to resolve to finally get into a relationship. So, in any case, depending on which part of your life cycle you're in, this resolution is definitely going to take place in this area of your horoscope. Now, unfortunately, the transformative fire of Pluto, and it's an icy sort of fire because it rules the sign of Scorpio, is not often pleasant. It's been there for a while and is going to continue to be there for quite a few years. So what we see here is that the slower moving planets such as Pluto, Uranus, Neptune will perform their function cyclically, but that's usually triggered by some of the more personal planets, such as the ones we're seeing now. Sun. Sun is in what we call a partile conjunction right now with Pluto. The Sun and Pluto is definitely an immense expression of will, indefatigable willpower. It can also be dealing with people who are completely obstinate in the way that they want to interact with you in relationship. But this could be someone you love, someone you're in a relationship with, maybe want to be out of that relationship, especially if the person's too obstinate for you to change them. Then sometimes there are no alternatives left but to get the hell out of there. So the personal planets, the Sun, Mercury, this new moon that we're seeing, along with Venus, are the personal points and cycles that activate or trigger these very slow moving cycles. So what I'm saying to you here in a nutshell, I don't want to complicate it too much with too much technicality, is that the new moon now is showing you're ready to turn over a new leaf. You're ready to take that step, whichever direction you choose, and to resolve to stick to your guns on that particular matter. It's interesting too that for you, the idealistic spiritual planet of Neptune, another very slow-moving planet moving in your 9th house of principles. Uranus, 84-year cycle, spends about 7.5, 8 years in one sign, is in your career sector. So it's showing us, especially having Jupiter in the angle, Uranus in the angle, Pluto in the angle, with these other 4 planets and the new moon, and now also Mars in the angle of your domestic circumstances. This is what we call a powerful cardinal cross. So you do have your proverbial cross to bear, and any change or resolution you're hoping to make at this time is not going to be an easy one. You will definitely have people obstructing you in that. You've got the retrogression of Jupiter now in your rising sign, or rather your sun sign, and you have the retrogression of Venus, the planet of friendship and lifelong desire. This fulfills your desire, but that's retrogress. So things are doing a little bit of a backward dance, celestially speaking, and you will be obstructed. But this is where resolutions, even the smaller ones, are not that easy. Try it. You'll find yourself tempted. You'll find yourself obstructed. You'll find yourself challenged. So be prepared for that. But having said that, we do see that having that powerful right angle aspect of Mars to Pluto and the Sun and this new moon just recently shows you've got the drive and the energy to follow through on whatever resolution you decide to embark upon. One thing I'd advise you this year, Cancer, is just lighten up a little bit. You can be serious about something without being morose. And the problem you've got there, one of the transits that I think is a difficult one for those of you born under Cancer, not a super long cycle, it's approximately 2.5 years. That's Saturn in your 5th house at the moment in the sign of Scorpio. That's been moving through there with the karmic planet North Node, indicating the mind. Not the trivial mind, not the higher mind, but this is just the mind itself. It can be troubled or a little bit serious about things. The counteraction there is Jupiter in a triangular aspect. So that can help you a little bit to overcome the seriousness of any resolution you do now. It's got to be fun. Try to make the resolution fun. Try to look at the outcome rather than the difficulties that you're going to undergo by making any sort of resolution at this time. So, good luck with that. I think you'll start to see around the 16th some immense improvements, first in the state of mind and then also in the circumstances that give you the ability to resolve those issues. Resolution, resolving. The resolution's interesting there. The word is interesting because that shows us when the full moon is bringing its energy to your sun sign, the sign of Cancer itself. That's your sun sign. Lots of things are going to happen there. A wealth of opportunity. If you're obstructed now, then just be patient till the middle of the month and you'll start to see some important breakthroughs taking place. Once that happens, you've got the groundwork done, the basic building blocks to catapult you into a better situation. Sticking to that resolution is going to give you improved relationships, irrespective of whether you stay or whether you leave. I look forward to your company again next month, as usual. Don't forget to join me also at my website, www.astrology.com.au. We've got this month, in more detail, daily readings, the year in focus as well, 2014. You can't miss that. It'll give you an overview of what's happening in many different departments of your life. And I'll see you here again next month, I hope. Bye-bye for now.